Did you enjoy that? Something interesting about this video, I did not record this with my regular camera. In fact, I recorded it with that cell phone right here. A cell phone with one lens. And I had no special editing, no special speed ramps. Just drop it in, place them all in the right place. Easy, simple. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna break it down. I'm gonna show you exactly what I did. Let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If it's your first time here, we are Adventures on the Homestead. We are a family that does a variety of things between homesteading, camera work, carpentry work, reworking some from salvage, gardening. We do all kinds of things. We share it all right here. Let's get right into it. Your cell phone has settings, okay? And many times we just hit the video footage and that works just fine. When you go to your camera and you hit the settings, you look into your settings and you see what's available. Anytime I was doing a standard video clip, what I mean by that is just a simple sequence, like the first sequence when Nathan was pulling the cover off the chainsaw, I had my camera skewed to his chain and I wanted a elongated visual on that chainsaw, almost like an old western when the cowboy would pull out his gun and the camera would go down his arm and it would reveal his gun. That's what I was doing there. I was pulling it out, just kind of giving that effect. I mean, anytime I go to a transition, when I'm actually pulling it, I'm thinking, where am I going to go next? One of the things you want to do is when you're pulling away or when you're pulling into your camera into a certain angle, the next shot you want almost to flow with that shot. You don't want to go from one shot over here then immediately going to the left. You're literally going to give somebody whiplash with their eyes. You know, you always want their eyes to be drawn to a certain location the entire time. So always remember that when you're filming, keep your stuff at the center, flow back, think about where that next shot is going to be. So right now, I'm filming you in 24 frames per second, and it's fine. That is my go-to every time. And I'll get to why we use higher frames a second in a minute. There's different varieties, there's different skills. Like I said, don't take my word as gospel. There are different people that do different styles out there. I'm just telling you the standard, what I have learned, and what works for me, and something you can try out. When you're doing this, you don't have to show every shot, but since I was going so fast, it just kind of adds that extra piece in there. After that, I got to the point where Nathan pulled it. I got into, thought it'd be really cool to get the saw in real close, you know, not too close to the chain. Like I said, I like the good shots, but safety first. I have to be careful, and you know, I was away from it. And a lot of times when you're away enough, if you've got 4K, it allows you to zoom in a little bit more, and you can zoom in and not lose so much quality when you zoom in. But I zoomed in just enough to get that dust flow, get that looking really cool, and just slowed it down. So what I did there was I actually upped my frames per second. This is when you go away from the 24. I wanted a slow motion sequence here. Like my camera right now, that camera can go 4K at 120 frames per second. Love it. It can go 240 at 1080. Why would we want that many frames per second? Because when you're taking slow motion, if you ever try taking slow motion at 24 frames per second, you can only cut your clip down slow in your editing sequence by 75%. You can slow it down to 75%. If you go any more than that, you start breaking up your footage. Your footage starts to look choppy. And then the reason why is because you don't have enough clips for it to look smooth anymore. There's a whole lot of things you can go on there, but that's a simple basic one, so we'll just move on from there. But that is why we go higher frame rates, because when you slow it down, it helps out to look much smoother, like butter footage. The sequence where the tree falls over, we did not use an actual tree. I didn't get up there and have a cell phone and watching it. So what we did was we cut the tree down to a certain size and gave the illusion of the tree falling over, something I can control. FYI, if you're ever doing stuff like that, yeah, there's what we call it love of the art. We do crazy things to get that really cool shot. Don't put yourself in the point where you go out there next to a tree while it's crumbling down, and be safe, be careful. Like I said, it's all about having fun. Get out there, grab the shots. It's always good to take more shots than less, because when you're editing in post, you'll take shots out then, but it's always good to have more and think, I wish I would have got that shot. Don't always worry about, I'm gonna only film the right and best shots. That's not gonna happen. Film, film, film. This was actually something fun. What I was gonna do is watch the camera come in, and put it right up to the tree and then pull it right back out. So the transition was just smooth. Again, clip upon clip. There's nothing fancy here. The clip was when it ended with going into the tree trunk, you know, the same color, and then you pull out and that same color transition just comes out, just back to back, nothing else smooth. I did not put any special effects in here, y'all. I didn't do any type of sweet little transition sweeps. That's all I did. Drop, drop, go. So in this last sequence, when I pulled the tree down, I had it where Nathan put it down, again, in that sweep motion, just that down. Remember I said earlier is about keeping the eyes moving in the same direction. So when I dropped down, I didn't just drop down and poof, kick back up. Again, we don't want to give our people whiplash when they're watching. So I drop down. As I'm dropping down, I take the camera overhead, I'm pulling it, and I'm pulling it in around my head. I went down. And as I was thinking about it, I was like, what am I going to transition to next? Well, I'm going to go right back into the wood again. As I go back into the wood, we then go into the fireplace. And the fireplace, you know, we take the wood, it goes into the fire. As I close the door, I go into something black. As I go into something black, I pull away from the teacup that's black, and you see us just enjoying a nice cup of tea by the fire, and that is the end of the sequence. And the more you do stuff like this, the more it automatically becomes natural. It doesn't take so much time, and that's sometimes what you gotta do. You gotta push that creative mark a little bit. When I used to first edit footage, video footage, every 1 minute was an hour for me. So if I had a 5-minute video, it took me 5 hours to edit it. If I had a 10-minute video, it took me all week, 10 hours to edit it. I kid you not, when I first started. Why? Because I was constantly learning, but eventually doing it, I learned things called presets. I learned things about how to make my editing go smoother, quicker, and just drop in. You would not believe how many things I have on here just automatic that I have customized over time just to make my flow go better. I hope that was exciting for you and something helpful. I wanted to try that. Thought, you know what? It would be a good time to start out this year with something on how to. And this is something I know, this is something I understand. I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you what I do behind the scenes. All right, everybody. That's it from me. I hope this was helpful to you. Something different I want to try out. I really hope that you have considered being a part of our B-Roll Showdown Challenge. It is not meant to scare anybody or to throw anybody off. I love seeing people take something unique about their channel and just tell me a story of 30 to 60 seconds of your channel, your life, something about you, you know, and be a little creative using your cell phone. It's not about, I don't have all the camera gear, I don't have this guy's stuff, I'm never gonna win because this guy has this. Trust me when I say this, it's not so much about what the camera gear as it is the creativity, the fun, and just enjoyment. And so far, the people that have entered have said this thing to me is they had fun doing it and it was pushing them, and I really enjoyed that. That was the whole point of this whole exercise, to get you out there, try new things. This channel is about adding value to your home and to your life. So if this was enjoyable to you and you found it useful, please hit the like and comment down below. If there's anything else you have questions on, or if I could be of assistance anything else, or something else you would want to learn on, let me know. I have more coming ahead, guys. I have a lot of planned up fun things I'm excited about doing, sharing with you all in 2022. We'll see you on the next one. Peace!